welcome to the video. In this episode, we will learn how to construct arpeggios, and we will try to see how we can apply this concept into our own composition. Before we start, we need to know about some fundamentals about intervals. Let's have a quick overview. Consider the C chromatic scale, which has the 12 notes. All the interval names will be relative to the root, which is C in this case. So considering the C chromatic scale, the intervals goes as follows. Root, minor second, minor third, major third, perfect fourth, augmented fourth or diminished fifth, perfect fifth, minor sixth, minor seven, major seven, and back to root or perfect unison. Now if we map this interval names on the C major scale, we will get the following: root, major second, major third, perfect fourth, perfect fifth, major sixth, major seven, and back to root. To create an arpeggio of C major, we would pick the root, third, and the fifth. In our case, it will be the root, major third, and perfect fifth. The notes are C, E, and G. Please keep in mind that the namings are relative to the root, so the notes will change, but the intervals would remain the same. For example, if we want to find out how to play G major arpeggio, we would pick the root, third, and fifth from the G major scale, which will be G, B, and D. Another example, now considering a minor, if we want to construct the G minor arpeggio, we would again pick the root, third, and fifth, but in this case, the third will be a flat third, which is the minor third. So let's learn the basic shapes of C major. We'll start from the fifth string. The C you can find is on the third fret. And now we are looking for the major third. Now we have two options right away. Either we can play on the fifth string itself, and we'll have to play the 7, which is the E, major third. And then we also have another option, which is on the other string, the D string, and the E will be on the second fret. So these are the two options for the third, the major third. And also it's a good idea to learn that this shape or this shape is the major third interval. Once you're done with that, all we're left with is the fifth, which is right here on the D string, 5th fret. So that's a fifth, and we all know this by the famous power chords. Now combining everything together, let's use the pattern where we are going to play the root and the third on the same string. We are going to get a shape something like this. On the other hand, the other shape will be like this. Now that was our C major. Now let's see how the C minor will be played. Now the only difference between the major and the minor will be the third. So in major we had the major third, which is E, but now we have to make this E an E flat to make it a minor. So this is the minor third, and similarly that's the other minor third. Now if you combine them with the fifth, the arpeggio looks like this. The other shape. Now if you follow along the diatonic scale, the other chord that you might face is a flat fifth. So the C diminished will have the shape as following, and it has a minor third, so we will use this much, and then instead of the fifth over here, we're gonna make it a diminished fifth by flattening it. Similarly, the other shape. For the next exercise, we will be adding another string with our arpeggios. Let's start from C. That's our major triad. Now what we would do is we will add the octave right after the fifth. So it's gonna be something like this. So we will apply the same concept to a progression for the next exercise. The progression goes as follows: A minor, G major, A minor, A minor, G major, F major, E major, B diminished, A minor, E major, A minor. I will have this progression written down somewhere on the screen so you guys can follow. So the pattern will be on the A minor. We are applying the same principles here. So root, minor third, fifth, octave. And then going down to G, we'll play root, major third, fifth, and octave. Alright, so we'll be basically applying the same technique on all over the progression. So the whole thing goes slow as this. Now let's see how it's played in real time.